Who told you? Who told you? Who told you? Who told you? What? God design, God design.
Good evening. Welcome to the Boerboel Show. What's going on, Boer buddies? Thank you for taking the time to be here. I'm your host, Jordan Pittman. We got a really special show for you guys, for ladies, every gentleman tonight, everyone tonight. I hope everyone is doing great. We're here talking about the breed that we love, that's near and dear to our hearts, the dog that's the ultimate dog and of all dogs. We talking about the South African Boerboel, the ultimate dog, the best breed of all breeds, the one that we have because of that. So we got a really good show tonight. We're going to be talking about the Boerboel genes. This is something that we got to understand before we get into breeding. You know, the breed was started out as when the farmers came over. You know, all dogs have a role. All dogs have a purpose. And you have to, that comes into a play to determine the type of dog that they are. All of our breeds was originally founded based off of some type of purpose. So we need to understand that before we understand anything. The Boerboel breed is a farm dog, right? And originally they were on the farms with the Dutch that came to South Africa. They served a purpose. They had multiple different crops that they harvested. They play a role in the day functions of the farm, and that would determine the style of the dog that was necessary. So if you have a dog that's with a wheat farmer or a barley farmer or oat farmer, they may have a different style of dog than somebody that's raising sheep or goats. You understand? So that's how we arrive at different types of dogs. With the Boerboel breed in particular, the farmer was entrenched with different obstacles, predators that may be preying on their livestock. So we have a bigger dog, a more capable dog dealing with that threat. And that through the genetic selection, through that process of years of selecting, we want to go for the better dog. We arrive at the Boerboel. So color comes into play when you start talking about, let's say, a pointer may be able to evade detection from a bush, in the bush, because it blends in with the bush. So that's maybe the purpose behind a pointer. With a white dog, the Argentine Dogo, they use that white color so they can see the dog when it's out in the field. So that's where colors come into play in terms of purpose. And so the way that we get these colors is from the genetics. The dominant gene color is going to pass on. So, and the gene that is recessive is still present, but it may not be expressed. So that's how you could breed a black dog to a brown dog, and you get all black dogs or you get all brown dogs, because it depends on the different recessive and dominance and the L's and bases in color genetics. So when we're talking about basic coat colors, you're going to have a different L's where that in DNA strand, and in the DNA strand, this is going to have dominant genes, recessive genes, and these different markers all over the place. And when depending on what the dog color carries, It's passed on to the next generation. Now, when we have arrived with a liver nose dog, or let's say we have an undesired color, because it's based off of the breed standard, we're going to say. So let me go back a little bit. Let me go back a little bit because I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so let me break this down, understanding the importance. I want to talk about the understanding the importance of color genetics in breeding before we go further. So let's take it back a little bit. Breed standards dictate the definition of a breed. So that is going to let you know whether you have a color that's going to be accepted and passed on to the next generation or not. And that's all based off of the breed standard. And we arrive at this breed standard based off of the definition of the breed, based on what we desired characteristics and traits. When you move into colors, that's based off the what is going to be desired off the breed standard. And in the Boerboel, you have this pretty much the general color is the brown, right? And the breed started out with the brown as the base color. Then they wrote in brindles, whatever other colors that they wrote in. Let's take a look at it. The Boerboel breed standard. So standardized breeding call for the brown, the piebald, the brindle, different shades of the brown. Now, I'm gonna read it to you exactly. Boerboel colors include brindle, cream, brown, and rust. So we arrive at this breed, the Boerboel breed standard, from when they went and they sought out these dogs that they felt fit this model, that they were going to be into this breed. They determined that brindle, cream, brown, rust, and red were the colors of the dogs. Piebald was also accepted. Now, the problem with that is you only have 80 dogs that you start off with. So with these 80 dogs, they all fit into this color scheme. So we got these basic common colors. Now, they start introducing the blacks in 2007, 2005, 4. We had the first appearance of the black genetics. All of these different color variations, it doesn't mean that a Boerboel is any more or less of a Boerboel or not. And the important thing is going to be is the health of the dog. I think we start to overlook that when we start focusing on health. I mean, the colors. We got a lot of different colors popping out. Lately, I saw a brindle, piebald color. That's a blue dog. We had, we see a lot of liver nose colored dogs. We're seeing the black and tan dogs. We got a lot of different colors that's being expressed in the breed. Blue dogs. We got piebalds. We got a lot of different color variations, right? So which one is correct? They all correct, in my opinion, because when you start to eliminate these dogs, you start to eliminate valuable genetics, and we only have a very limited gene pool to begin with. The Boerboel only started off with 80 dogs. So we have evolved into 2023 from 1983 is a progression of these 40, 80 dogs in the beginning to start off with. Now we enter 2023, we got a very limited gene pool. And you start to eliminate certain dogs. What happens is you don't have answers. You breed yourself into a corner. You don't have answers for these solutions, for these issues that start to happen with inbreeding depression. And inbreeding depression happens when the dogs become interrelated. They so closely related that because you're not adding fresh genetics into the gene pool, because you have a standard limited gene pool of dogs to work with, all of the dogs eventually become interrelated. And because we are breeding towards a certain type, we would like a certain look, you get homozygous genetics, you get all dominant genetics, and then those turn into a limited gene pool. All dogs end up being related because this is basically a family affair. All of these dogs have come from the same original 80 dogs, right? And I think it's interesting to point out. That we got to talk about the black dogs. So because they weren't originally included in the breed standard. And it's very controversial the way that they will arrive. Remember, we discussed this before. And I think that it's a valuable genetics. But the Boerboel, the Brimmer, in 2000, around this time, this has never been done before in any other breed in the history of dog. Well, it rarely happens in professional purebred dog breeding, standardized dog breeding. And so they slipped in the black dog by initially calling them ultra brindles. And then, but I think it's a good thing because these black dogs have variations that were valuable to the gene pool. They offer solutions to issues that may be arising from inbreeding, ancestral matings. Is essentially what we have. And because these dogs are all family members. And it's all in Pedigree Dogs Exposed is one of the references that you can look up. It's something that has been a hot topic. It's over. It came out in like 2008. You can look that up, but it'll give you a full breakdown of what I'm trying to say. I'm a little off today. I don't know what's going on with me, but I would take some questions because I don't want to just keep on going on and on without. Let me get back to my thing. If anybody will have questions, I'll answer some questions. But what strategies are we going to come up with for reducing this inbreeding and depression in Boerboels? And I think let me define what inbreeding depression is because I don't think I really covered that clearly. Inbreeding depression is reduced biological fitness, reduced. Let me pull it up on the screen. Inbreeding depression is the reduced survival and fertility of offspring of related individuals. Large effects are documented in wild animals and plant populations as well as in humans. Intercrossing inbred strains improves yields. Heterosis. Inbreeding depression implies that genetic variation exists in species for alleles that affect fitness. It is important for the evolutionary maintenance of outcrossing mating systems. So, what does that mean? It means that when you have a family of dogs and you don't introduce dogs that are not related, you have what is known as inbreeding. That's essentially what purebred dog breeding is. You got a closed gene pool of dogs. So it's not, there is no and included additional genetics. It's a closed gene pool. So eventually what happens is they all die off. That's what happens with inbreeding when you don't introduce. And we're starting to see that with the dogs. A lot of purebred dogs are starting to have a number of genetic conditions that is associated with each breed. Every single purebred dog has that. The Boerboel is no different. We're starting to see a lot of this SARS, which is a heart condition. Crypto dogs or cryptocorean, where dogs don't have reduced fertility, they don't have completely genetic developed sexual organs. We got mutations where we're seeing really masculine females and feminine males, and all of that ends up a result of these genetic mutations. Well, I'm gonna talk with y'all. If y'all want to talk back with me, I think that'll help me out today. If anybody have any questions, and so how do we maintain this health in the breed if we don't have this if we have this inbreeding? How do we maintain the health? Because it's science has already proven to us that inbreeding affects long-term health of any breed or species. And I think that genetic testing is a tool that every breeder should be using, especially DNA. And we implemented that in our system. And it's been very valuable for determining which dogs carry what. Now, are these health issues specifically related to or linked to inbreeding? We don't know, but we do know what that health issues are a consequence of inbreeding. And you got closed gene pools. So what do? What do we do? I think one of the solutions that they came up with was introducing the black Boerboel, which was not a bad thing, because now we got a whole population of genetics that is we can use to solve problems. We got alternative lines. We should not even be breeding dogs with certain health issues. But once it's known in the line, you can't breed. If you have a healthy dog from a line that's known to carry a health issue, you don't want to breed that dog back into that same line or to dogs that are already related. You would like to introduce a variation, some variety. So you have to find dogs that's unrelated to cross. And if all the dogs are related, you don't have any solutions for those issues. That's what I'm trying to explain. And it may produce some issues with the standard, maintaining the standard. How tight is too tight when inbreeding? Okay, that's a good question. I can talk about that. Thank you, family. I really appreciate you for joining, Tim. So let's put that question up. How tight is too tight when breeding? When you breeding dogs and you start to see that this dog it has a, a, a defect, and that's when it's too tight. That's when you want to find an alternative line. So you really gotta be objective in your observation with your own dog. You're gonna take a real strong look at yourself, basically, and you're gonna determine what can I do to improve myself, or what health issues do I have, or what will be the ideal version of me? What is my ideal mate to complete me, right? And so you're gonna look at your options, and your best bet is to find a dog that has the qualities that you want, but is unrelated or farther as related as possible. And in your litter, you're going to produce a variety of pups. And you're going to have your perfect dog, or the dog that has exactly what you want. You got to be able to pick them. Now, that is objective. That's something that it goes by the owner. You will see your dogs become. You will see you're gonna see that it's maybe not expressed in every single puppy, but you're gonna see it in one or two. And so you have to really closely follow the dogs as they grow up, and that's why we like to keep in touch with our owners when we sell our pups, so we know, because we can't keep them all. We always gonna keep a few of them close, but we want to find out what exactly our lines are carrying, if anything at all. But there is no so-called, even the perfect dog has some type of genetic recessive trait that we don't know what they are. We don't know what they are. We don't know what they would do when they are coupled with the genetics that are available. So you have to take all that into consideration, and it's something to think about. And I really believe wholeheartedly with this breed that we must try to keep the genetics varied. We don't want to, especially with a big dog. Most of the time, when you're inbreeding dog, or as a breeder, when you're breeding and you're inbreeding, it's measured how much milk you can produce. As an example, your stock or your weight of your chickens. You're measuring the results of your breeding. So that's how the tool is applied, and that's not the way that it's being worked with the breed. So that's the problem with purebred dog breeding and inbreeding dogs. It's not measured. It's not measured. We don't have a way to measure productivity. So we looking at the dogs. It's not about how much milk that the dog is producing. We looking at features, desired traits, and characteristics, and that could be a problem. That could be a problem because the dog may have these visual appeal and be very ill on the inside. Well, I appreciate everybody. Do we have any more questions? Do anybody want to discuss anything? If we okay, yeah, we got a big week coming up this week. It's showtime, y'all. Maybe that's why I'm feeling the way that I am. My mind is blown and it's gone because I'm always thinking about one thing. I'm consumed with the idea of this dog show. We've been getting ready, and it's finna go down. It's happening in 2 days, and Balto's ready. He's in his best condition. We're gonna show up and show what we plan to really put on for the breed. We're gonna have a nice video session. So if you're in the area, you should be there. Yeah, I'm gonna get me some. I'm gonna get me some for sure. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. When I'm gonna be ready, I'm gonna be well rested. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome because we've been preparing all this time. And the puppies is ready. They ready to show up and show out. So it's up there. And oh man, yeah, that's tough. Yeah. We're gonna show out, y'all. We're gonna show out. This is really going up. I've been calculating. I got a major plan. We will really put on for the breed. You know, Balto is a celebrity. He got the appeal. He know how to act. I mean, he loves that. He's a diplomat for the breed, a great ambassador, and I think that he world-class dog, and everybody can see for themselves what we got going on. And I think it's gonna be huge, and I'm extremely excited. So I have a lot of other stuff going on. Got some excited breedings. We got some Bagheera puppies getting ready to drop soon. We got some Balto puppies getting ready to drop soon. We got some Balto puppies on the ground. I've been hiding, and I've been keeping back. Matter of fact, if you got a second, maybe I'll go grab one. So, well, I haven't been showing them lately, but let me go grab one real quick. I think that'll be a nice treat. Dun, 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 dun. Look what we got here. My special friends. Check them out. Look at these guys. Hello. Say hello to my little friends. Say hello to my little friends. Oh my goodness. This right here, this puppy right here his name is Azul. Say hello, Azul. That's Balto's son. And right here, say hello to Jay-Z. His name is Jay-Z. Jigga. World famous. They're going to be world famous. Just like they daddy. Just like they daddy Balto. Yeah, so we extremely excited. Oh, these puppies healthy. They heavy. Let me get them good. Oh, drop my baby. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Here are my boys. Say hello to my little friends. This is Azul. Ooh, man, I didn't know that they was this big. Look at y'all huge. Y'all is huge. Come on now. Woo! I didn't know that they were this big. Look at their heads. Their head is almost big as my head. Look at that. Is you serious? Oh my goodness. You can work out with these puppies like, they might be like 50 pounds or something. I'm so excited though. Let's take a real good look at them. Let's take a real good look at them. Whew. Put that boy down. Say hello to my little, not so little, but oh my goodness. That's how they doing. That's how they doing. This is a big dog already. Oh my goodness. Dude. This is Jay-Z. He's so, look at him up in the air. He up in the air. And he calm. He's not shivering, shaking with Nathan. 7 weeks old. I didn't even know puppies could get like this. I didn't know my puppies. I should do this. This is cheating, y'all. When y'all be doing this. I never even did this before. This is cheating, man. Oh my goodness. This look crazy. This look crazy. This is crazy. Oh man, I see why y'all be doing that. I never did this before. With the puppy hanging in my arms like this. Oh man, that's crazy looking. That's crazy looking. He looked huge. He looked huge. Do he not, y'all? Oh my. That's crazy. This puppy straight up out the land of the giants. Oh man. Yep. This one of them $20,000 ones. Yeah. Yeah. This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay. So hey, here you go. They don't go far. That's one thing about a Boerboel. They don't go far. This little bro. Oh man. Are you serious? He ain't like, you was a big boy too. Let me see. Yeah. I love you too, boy. Now his head is totally different. And this is what I mean about variation. You see this, you see how the colors come into play too. What's up with my boy? What's up? You see how the colors come into play too within the litter. So we bred Balto to Pinky to produce these puppies. We also bred in there, which is Cairo's daughter. Thank you, family. Yeah, this one is the crush right here. I changed his name to Jay-Z. Yeah, but with the variations in the color, what happens is, okay, let's say we take these two boys to the dog show, right? And we're getting, clearly, they two different styles. So the judge is going to have a preference. He's going to say one of these dogs' head is different than the other dog head. And they both can't be correct. One of them got to be better than the other one. And that's the problem with this. So the more, come here, boy. The more popular dog, his genetics is going to be produced disproportionate to the rest of the gene. Come here. Come here, boy. His genetics going to be produced in a higher proportion to the gene pool. So what you have is a gene pool of dogs that are all related to each other, or a gene pool of dogs that are all with a higher relation. What's going on, my friends? So let's look at it a little bit more clearly, and so you can see what I'm talking about. You see that this male here, JZ, he has a longer snout, a longer muzzle, right? Whereas Azul, the blue collar puppy, he has a more of a boxier shape. Now, this dog right here, I can't let him go nowhere. I'm sorry. I have it. I'm looking at him. This is my first time ever looking at him like this together. But this is my preference is for the longer snout. But this puppy right here is more conformationally correct. I just prefer the longer snout because of the air wind capacity. This dog like he got a much bigger head. Is that true? But the judge is gonna have a preference, and that's the dog that dog there, whatever the judge's preference is going to produce. For example, Rambo, his genetics dominate the gene pool because his offspring, it's a sought after line. His offspring, were desirable, right? So, let me take this down. Yeah. So that's the issue. That's the issue. What we want to do, we need this variation. Variety is the spice of life. All the puppies in the litter are not supposed to look exactly alike, in my opinion. It's just my opinion, and it's just how I feel. You can't, and this is how I'm breeding. Get to know me if you want. If you want to know, this is about me right now. I like dogs. I like variety, so I can take what I feel is the better, the more functional, the most complete, right, of them all. Now these dogs right here got to go close. This is why though. These dogs got to go close. They got to stay close. I can't. It's too special of genetics. My friend Trez, one of Man Down Boerboel's had the dog sibling, and he bred it to a male from I can't think of his name, but it was an import male. I mean, the dog was phenomenal. So the puppies were phenomenal. These puppies are phenomenal. We got the Cairo genetics, which gives us the drive. We got the Balto genetics, which gives us the size. We got active, functional mom and Pinky. And the result is these puppies. So let's take a look, one last look before we exit out. But this is why we do this. This is for the love of the breed. Do you think that I would be mad if nobody bought this dog? That's how you gotta feel about your dogs, right? You gotta be willing. Look at you checking this stuff out. That's you on TV. That's you. You gotta be willing to keep every single dog, right? That's how bad you gotta love it. I would be mad about keeping this puppy. So that's why I say 20,000. Give me 20,000. I really want to keep him. I don't want to sell him. 20,000. That's the only way he gonna go. You don't come across dogs like this. You don't come across this type right here. Once in a lifetime. That's once in a life. Come here, boy. And you see how my puppies, they ain't gonna go far. And they come when I call them because I love them from the day that they was born. I love them from the day that they was born. Vet check, health guaranteed. Went to the vet yesterday. And they are spay and neuter advocates. And they love, I take them there for the heavy scrutiny. The heavy scrutiny because they truly love dogs and they not chasing. And they're not chasing. They're not chasing for it. They're not trying to run up the bill. Gateway Animal Clinic. Thank you for doing what you do. Animal Clinic Northview. Thank you for doing what you do. Woo! Can you feel it? Jay-Z. Said it here first, y'all. My boy. Let's see, we got some more questions. Snap. Yes. Yeah, every month. Yeah, we'll take it. Woo. Woo. That's my boy. Just as calm as could be. My boy. Yes. Hey. Oh man. You went and peeked. Yeah, this dog ain't got nowhere near that same weight as the other dog, but just as nice. Just as nice. I appreciate everyone for taking the time out, joining us today. Anybody have any more questions? But listen, though, it's going up, y'all. This is what we bring it to the table. We've been saving these puppies for this dog show. We're gonna keep them close. We're gonna keep them tight. Hope everybody is making the most out of every moment of the day. Don't let the rain dampen your day. Sun ain't gonna shine all the time, but it's gonna shine again. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna get to this dog show. We got a lot of exciting content coming up. Stay tuned. I hope y'all enjoying the content. We're working hard every day and night, putting it out there, and crystal clear. So catch us next week, same time, same place. We're gonna be well rested, looking to bounce back. Appreciate y'all.
No rush, go and move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you got a deal run up. No rush, go and move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you got a deal run up. Whole gang, whole man.